I'm late for doing this Q&A video. I can't even bother to sit down today because I'm so late. So, yes. Today I've got lots more questions to answer. First, the first user I'm going to answer is from Mayday51. Of course, the creator of Mayday 51's TV Burp and You'd Better Ask Brian, which, by the way, is going to return soon. Q1. What is the most scary and cheesy logos you've ever seen? Well, I'd say the scariest. When I was younger, I used to be scared of the MGM Lions, but I'm not anymore. In fact, I'm pretty much scareless with logos, even with, well, maybe except for the jump scare ones. The B&D of Doom doesn't even scare me. But I'd say some of the most cheesiest ones are the Media Home Entertainment 1978 logo. Well, many of the Space ones logos actually have pretty cheesiness added to them. 2. What's your favourite episode of Green Balloon Club? Ooh, that's a good question. But the problem is, I forgot, even though I've seen all the episodes, I forgot most of them. But yeah, I do remember one episode which I really enjoyed, which was about senses. All the characters had senses, and for some reason, Jay had taste as his sense. But he used a party blower for taste. Why couldn't you just use food, like healthy foods and stuff like that? That's quite weird more than anything, that he just used one of those party blowouts. And Q3, do you listen to Era Secure or Bucks Fizz? Never heard of them. Next up is 5 questions from Nicholas Fiabredi, if I pronounce that name right. What's your favourite colour? Blue and green. Have you played any video games? Well, duh, I'm a gamer. Have you heard of Peter Rabbit? Yes. What would you do if you got stuck in mud? Try and get myself out. And if my shoes came off, I'd just try and get them and then wash myself. Have you heard of Tots TV and Dream Street? Loved Tots TV when I was younger. I do remember Dream Street, but unfortunately, DHX Media has the crummy rights, but hopefully they'll stop doing it. But when Monmouth Vista Entertainment finally gets official distribution rights. Next up is a question from Ben Bryan. What are my favourite comedy shows? Well, I don't watch many of those live on stage comedy shows because they're too vulgar and and the humour isn't for me. I prefer to watch shows that make me laugh more than anything, like game shows like Takeshi's Castle, and maybe some other game shows make me laugh. Next up is 2 questions from Aaron. 1. Do you remember all the different Video Now players? Yes, there's the original black and white one, the colour, the Video Now Junior, which came with little smaller discs that you could bend, and the Video Now Colour FX. And of course there was Mattel's Juice Box, which failed miserably. And then 2, do you think that Tiny 2 Adventures should air on Boomerang? Well, it did air on Boomerang years ago. And when it re-aired last year on Cartoonito, I don't know why it was even on there, since the humour isn't really baby friendly. Next up is 5 questions from Chow772 Productions. So now, do you think the CGI Bob the Builder sucks? I'd say yes, it's not that brilliant of a show. 2, have you seen Pingu? Yes, it's a classic. 3, have you played Bust a Move 2? Yes, I have that game. It's also on the Sega Saturn and Nintendo 64. So then there's, do you think it's good news for Turner Broadcasting to move Masher and the Bear back to Cartoonito? Definitely, yes. It wasn't even a preschool show to begin with, and the same goes for Molang. I just don't know why they even put them on there. 5, have you seen Sonic Underground? Sonic Underground! Yes, I have. It ended up being on a big cliffhanger. I think only 40 episodes were made. They could, Les Studios Tech could have made some more, but the show, I think, just didn't have the audience it needed, and it was only made for Sonic Adventure's release when that game came out. There you go, I can sit down now. Next up is 5 questions from Jack Howell. 1. What gave you the idea for making Adventures of Harry and Aaron? Well, I don't know. I just made it randomly one day. 2. Do you remember Bruce Forsyth? Yes? Nice to see you, to see you. Nice! He's a good old classic. Shame he passed away. Price is Right, Play Your Cards Right, Strictly Come Dancing, you name it. 3. Do you like Strike It Rich? Oh yes, Strike It Rich with Michael Barrymore. He's funny. Big time. 4. Do you like Play Your Cards Right and Bruce's Price is Right? They're good game shows. I think Bruce Forsyth was the best host for Price is Right. Joe Pasquale was okay, and I've forgotten the other 2 ones. I don't know the host for the Sky One version, and the original version on ITV, I don't really know either. 5. Will I do the Calm Down scene on my TV network? Just, yeah, you can do it if you want. I don't really care. Next up is 6 questions from PolarJack77. 1. What is your favourite big balloon parade? Well, I like them all. They were pretty good, and I enjoy making them at times. I take hiatuses for them when I get bored of them, so yeah. 2. Have you ever had what was a balloon that you considered to return to the parade but you never did? Well, I've had a couple of plans of returning some characters. Right, I was planning to return Miss Petula Pig into the Thanksgiving parade, but I decided that it's best to have more newer characters than anything else. Oh, don't worry. I heard something. 3. Where did you learn about Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Well, I learnt it on Wikipedia, and it was around 2009. So I first learned about the 2008 one, then the 2009 one when that premiered, and I got to see Salem, and I got to see Sailor Mickey balloon, and that was probably my favourite at the time. 4. Was there a balloon you considered to debut in the Big Balloon Parade but never got past planning stages? Well, there's been a couple. I tried to make the Elf balloon much earlier than how it was before, but I never got the chance to make it. I wanted to let Eben Bear have a couple more parades before he wears out, and he's gonna have a farewell little party similar to my Snoopy application evening, and that will feature the debut of my Elf balloon, Buddy from Elf. 5. Would you like to see a Macy's parade in the UK? Well, there's a similar parade in the UK called the Hamleys Christmas Toy Parade that has some balloons, but they're much, much smaller because the UK has a lot of telephone wires, and if they used those big balloons in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade here, then they would probably get broken, even if they are much smaller than they used to because of what happened in 1997. 6. Have you heard of the song One Little Spark from the Epcot attraction Journey into Imagination? No, I haven't. Next up is a question from the Gaming King. Can you do the monkey dance? I guess so. I don't know. Next up is 3 questions from Super Aaron Review 98, as per usual. 1. What's your favourite theme park ever? My favourite is Joy Palace in Tokyo, but if I did count defunct theme parks, I would choose Sega World in London, because it looked fancy. My friend James has said to me that if the Trocadero stayed the same and Sega World would continue, then he would probably take it over, he'd say, but that probably wouldn't happen even though he's a Sega fan. 2. Will you ever make any videos of what custom theme parks you made on RCT2? I'll see about that, but I mainly play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 at the moment, and I am actually making a good theme park based on Sega World of London. I have made so many versions of that park because of how much I love it so much, and since I've seen a little bit more, I've done some almost replica or something. 3. Do you own Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic on iOS? I don't have it. I'm probably not going to get it because problem is that even though it has even though it's paid, it has microtransactions, and you have to download the scenario editor, and still no proper sandbox like with the like with RCT 2 and 1. I just want a proper sandbox in those games, not a scenario editor. At least RCT 3 had a sandbox mode. But still, it looks good, and it's one of the better things Atari have done to the franchise They really need to sell it off to another game publisher. Atari is dead, and that stupid Atari box is gonna fail miserably. Next up is a question from the Just a Story Uploader 89, Daniel Russell, and he says, "How would you feel if someone gave you a game from Phoenix Games?" Well, I'd say it would be I would just try and play it and then destroy the game or something. Next up is a question from Jack Williams. Did you know that I made 2 playlists with you called Best of Fire Emblem, Best of Fire Emblem 2? They might be good ideas for new DVDs. Because at the moment I'm focusing on some games published by Ravensburger Interactive, which was actually a real company. Next up is 3 questions from Simpsons Clips 24. What do you think of Saturday morning TV return to BBC Two children's TV? Good. That's good. At least because CITV had Scrambled, which is complete garbage. It's just I just don't like it. And I'd say it's just a bit like Live and Kicking and Get Your Own Back combined or something like that, this new show. I've forgotten the title though. Are you planning any more episodes of Brian the Bunny Rabbit Show and Frogger Beyond? Frogger Beyond is completely ended. That's the reason why I replaced it with Frogger and Friends, and still trying to think of ideas for episodes, but since there's only been 3, I haven't had any good ideas. And Brian the Bunny Rabbit Show might return next year for season 3, because something might happen with Brian again. Who knows? He might go on another adventure, or maybe Ryan might get kidnapped. Who knows? 3. Do you like the original 1998 series, The Powerpuff Girls? Yes, it's a good Cartoon Network show. The reboot, I say, is okay. Last but not least is a question from Crowcore Games, who, as I've said before, he's a friend of James's. Thoughts on Phoenix Games? Most of them are garbage. And I'm guessing you've heard of them through I Hate Everything, I guess? I don't know. I think he might have looked at it. And then the other one is, do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't play it, and I don't watch the anime. It's not the anime that I would like. But at least it changes protagonist every few years compared to how Pokemon just keeps having Ash Ketchum, but since I'm more used to the Pokemon franchise, that doesn't affect me none. Boring! Oh, I've run out of questions. Looks like I'm off. See you guys next time.